Doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks. So I don't know if we're allowed to ask about specific players, but I guess you can get as specific as you want to. Just seeing a name like Jabari Parker on there, a guy who's a former number two overall pick, obviously came into the league with a ton of talent and has, whether it be health issues or team fit or whatever over the years. What are you looking to see specifically from a guy like that when he comes in?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to really anybody else that we want to see, to be honest. But like for someone like him, it's more is he in shape? Like interact, like I've said in the last one, right? Like interacting with him, getting to know him better. Obviously, Danny knows him well from they had him in Boston when he was there, but getting the rest of our staff and other people to know him a little bit, see him up close, see what he can do on the court, and just see how he plays with this group of guys that we have. Um, it's really like as simple as that, to be honest.
Amy Larson?
What is when you bring your G League guys into these workouts like Maceo, and does that kind of give you a kind of good point of reference, I guess, for some of these players that maybe you don't get to see as often as you do see the stars?
Yeah, it's twofold, right? Like it does help us with that of seeing guys against guys that we really know well and have seen every day. But then also there are people in the Jazz that don't go to every Stars game and don't pay attention as close. Like the coaches, for example, they don't have a ton of time now. Obviously, this year's a little different now with that, but bringing in our own guys is always good to see them, and also you see them in a different setting. They can be kind of put in a box a little bit with their team and their role, and so letting them get away, get out of our building, get out of sight from us, and then come back and play. Sometimes they've added new things, or they get a little stronger, or they get into a different situation where we can see some of the development that they had with our team.
Ryan Miller?
Yeah, but what's kind of the process of just setting these up? Like, do you kind of make a list of guys that you're interested and then go from there? Kind of what is it?
Yeah, it's really a like year-long process. We start as early as kind of right after summer league, just identifying guys that maybe go to the G League, go overseas, and we just kind of keep a running list all year. Myself and our pro personnel staff really kind of, and then Luca Desta and his international staff kind of track guys all year. And kind of coordinate with each other on who's playing well overseas, who's playing well in the G League, who are the guys that, and then we kind of just go through it and see who would be interested in doing something like this. There's always some guys that aren't, and some guys that are, and so we kind of coordinate together, like I said, and try to put together the best list of guys to bring in.
Andy?
Bart, what's the last 2 weeks been like for you guys? And then, kind of from just a process point of view, what do you think the next 2 weeks looks like?
I'm sure you're
Just as a front office.
as front. I mean, the last 2 weeks have been. They've been different, obviously, with Quinn resigning, and it's created. Obviously, we have the coaching search that we've had to add on to it, so it's been a lot more work. In a way, it's kind of good we don't have a draft pick because we've been able to focus on the coaching search and don't have to have that on top of everything. We are still studying the draft, but without a pick, it makes it a little easier to focus on other things like the mini camp and the coaching search right now. But it's been hectic. Like that's been another layer on top of everything else that we're trying to get done, and it's been a lot. But honestly, like we have a great staff, and we've been used to doing a lot, as you guys know, when we used to bring in 115 draft workout guys and mini camps on top of that. So I don't think it's anything like more grueling than it used to be. It's just different work that we're doing, if that makes sense. And I think going forward in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be a lot of work as well. Like we're trying to find a coach and trying to figure out summer league rosters, figure out if we can get into the draft, figure out if we want to get into the draft and who that would be for. So we're still having a lot of conversations and we're doing a lot of work.
Eric?
All right, as you mentioned, it's obviously an incredibly busy time of year with everything that's normally going on, and then you add a coaching search on top of that. Just given all that, who do you actually have like coming to these workouts, like watching these guys play, kind of making decisions on who's maybe viable, who's not, things like that?
We have our whole front office in the building coming to these workouts. we still there's still some assistant coaches around, things like that, that are helping out with the transition. Because we still have Jazz players are still doing workouts. We still have summer league to organize. So we still have members of the coaching staff in the building. But that's kind of the main people that are in here right now.